What is up, guys? My name is Andrew and welcome back to Space Engineers, episode number 8. Last episode, we pressurized this room and we added this beautiful pipe going along the top, which brings oxygen. So now, if we go into this room, we should see, wait a few seconds for it to pressurize, that it's high oxygen. You can see that in the bottom right. Yeah, we now have an oxygen pressurized room. That's good. That's really good news. So this episode, we have to work a little bit on power generation because we're lacking just a wee bit. If you remember, we were actually, let me go back and see if we're still lacking, because it's possible things have changed. It's possible we randomly got power out of nowhere. It's actually not possible, but I want to verify that this is still an issue before we continue with it. Yeah, see, we are running out of power big time. So we're going to have to add, I'm thinking a couple more windmills, or we're going to have to add solar panels to the ends of those windmills just for fun's sake. So that's what we're going to do. I also want to try something real quick where we're going to hook this stuff up to our cargo container, but we're going to do it in a very smart way using sorters so that we can automatically have our things from the assembler get pulled into our cargo containers so they're not sitting over there forever. So let's get that going. All right, the blocks have been placed. That took a while. So now we have a purple and a blue. This purple is not yet built, so we have to go and build it. But once we build this up, I'll show you guys how the sorters work, because they're always fun to set up. Okay, there we go. The pipes are now built. I didn't really show much of the building because we've already done it already with this side, so I just kind of skipped right through that. But I'm gonna show you how it works essentially, because I don't think we've dealt very much with sorters in this series. So yeah, we now have a couple of sorters. We have 4 sorters to be exact. So we have 2 sorters for the refinery. We've got one going to the refinery from the assemblers, and we've got one coming from the refinery to the assemblers. So we've got those 2, and then we've got another 2 all the way over here. We've got, well, let's go inside. We'll see them better. I had to depressurize the room to put those up, so I just haven't repressurized it yet. That's why the doors are open. So we have another 2. We have one coming from the assemblers to the cargo, and we have one coming from the cargo to the assemblers. Now, the reason that we're putting these sorters here is so that we can have one of the sorters grab drain all materials from... Yeah, we can have one of them drain all the materials, so it'll basically... everything from the assemblers, it'll just grab it and send it back to the cargo, which is good because I don't want to go sort through assemblers trying to figure out where all my stuff is. I'd rather just know exactly where it is inside the cargo containers. Okay, so let's actually set these up. So we're gonna go sort, and we can see all of them. I've named them very nicely. So let's start with assembler to cargo. So what do we want going from the assembler to cargo? Well, we're going to want things like ammo. We're going to want things like components, and we're going to want things like hand tools being dragged in there. And we're going to want them automatically dragged. So we're going to say drain all. So anything that's on the other side of the assemblers, or on the assembler side, the refinery side, or anything like that should be dragged automatically to the cargo. That's fine. Now, what about assembler to refinery? So this is things that are coming from either the cargo or the assembler and going to the refinery. We're going to want to whitelist anything that is... no, ore. Yeah, I was gonna say ingots, but not ingots. We want ore. So any ores that are in the assembler or in the cargo, we're gonna want them. Hello, Andrew from the future here, back to explain a little bit about how these sorters work in a better way. So first of all, why do we need the sorters? Well, the reason we want them is because we want to be able to take all of the components from our assembler and automatically drag them back to the cargo container. Every time I want to go get opponents, I don't want to go sort through like a billion assemblers to try and find them. So we want them to be dragged automatically back to our cargo container, and that's where sorters come in. Having one sorter from the assembler to the cargo containers is nice, but then if it's only allowing components to go one way, then what happens if I have some ingots in the cargo container? They can't go the opposite way to the assembler, so I have to set up an opposite sorter to go to the assembler. Same thing goes with the refinery. The way our sorting system works is we've got 4 main areas. We've got cargo, assembler, refinery, and the connectors, which are the things all the way on top of the surface of Mars. That's where the ships actually connect to the base. Now, the way we've got it set up is that the connectors are actually connected to the cargo is connected to the assemblers, and the assemblers are connected to the refinery. So how do we want to set up our sorters? Well, our whole refinery room is kind of an isolated area. The only input that it needs is ores, and the only output that it needs are ingots. So we're going to have one sorter going in for ores and one sorter going out for ingots. Then we move on to our assembler, and our assembler is connected directly to our refinery, and then on the other end it's connected to the cargo containers. The only thing the assembler ever needs as an input to work is going to be ingots, because that's what assemblers take in, and the only thing they output is going to be components or ammo or anything like that. So for the assembler, we're going to have one input for ingots and one output for components. And since that output for components is going to the cargo containers, we want to drain all. So essentially, it's going to take every component from the assembler and drain it to the cargo container, which is exactly what we want. Then for the connectors to the cargo container, we don't even use any sorter. It's just anything can flow through there if it wants to, and that's totally fine with me. Now everything looks good from here, but we have only one problem. What happens if you have a miner with a lot of materials in the connector? How does that ore get to our refinery? Well, it would technically have to go through our assembler, but our assembler doesn't allow an ore input. So we're going to add an ore input. So the same sorter that takes in ingots is going to now also take in ores. And there we go, that's our sorting system. So as long as we keep the refinery and the assembler kind of segregated so we don't have any other connections going to there, we should be good. All connections from here on out should be made from the cargo and the connector areas. It makes things a little bit more complicated, but it's for a very good cause because now we can find all of our components in the cargo container without having to search through a bunch of assemblers. Hurrah! Back to the video. All right, everything is now connected. We've got the right side of the assemblers over here connected to the left side, and then we also changed the connection to the top up there. So instead of going down to the refineries, which are over there, it's going directly to this, which is outside of those sorters. Now, the reason I want to do that is because I want to be able to transfer materials from the cargo container directly to the connectors up there without having to go through the refinery or the assembler. And if we did go through the refinery, then we'd have to set the sorters to be able to drag materials through the cargo container, and that would be a whole mess. It wouldn't let us drain things from here to the cargo container. It just wouldn't work out very well. So doing it this way is going to make it a lot easier. Now that it's set up, we should find that there's nothing in our assembler, when in fact there is stuff in our assembler. Why is there stuff in our assembler? Okay, let me look at the sorters real quick. Sorters. So assembler to cargo should be draining all ammo, components, and hand tools. So the only reason that it wouldn't be going through is if there's some sort of... Aha! That's not made. That would be why. This right here. We need to make this one block. And now it should have sorted. It should have dragged everything from here. Yeah, you can see it's dragging everything from here to the cargo container. So if we go and look at the cargo, you'll see that... it's actually getting heavier. There's more stuff being dragged. All right, everything's being dragged to the cargo containers. Okay, so if this is set up correctly, I should be able to go in here and directly insert the ore to the refinery. So we will see if it's set up correctly. Is it? It is. I can directly insert that from there. But now I shouldn't be able to bring it back. Yeah, because the sorters are set up correctly, so this stuff won't come back through here. If it's set up correctly, I should also be able to directly insert stone from the connectors upstairs to the refinery as well. So we'll check on that as well. That would be good for mining ships and stuff like that. Hello. Please. Why are you not connected anymore? That's... Oh, because our base was running out of power. Right. Okay, so I should be able to connect this directly to the refinery. Where are you? There you are. Yes, I am, but then I shouldn't be able to bring it back. Awesome. It's set up correctly. And if it's set up correctly as well, it shouldn't drag all of the materials from here when I connect this. So let's do that. Oh shoot, you guys are completely unpowered. Okay. The reason they're unpowered, I guess, is because the base did drain the power from these things. No, unless you guys are on recharge mode. That's possible. Yes, you are. Okay, we're good. I thought they were completely unpowered. Go back here and connect that. So we should see that our inventory here is not getting drained. Where's our welder inventory? Cockpit. Cargo. Come on, why are you not? Cargo. Okay. Are you being drained? I don't think it's being drained. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it's being drained, so that's good. All right, and one last check. We should be able to bring steel plates directly to the cargo container. Yes, we are. Awesome. Okay. Everything's set up correctly, and this is awesome. All right, well, let's do what we were going to do this episode from the start. We had a little bit of an intermission to set that stuff up, but it's okay. Let's get back to what we were about to do. Alrighty, so it's very clear that our base needs quite a bit more power generation, and there's a couple ways we could do this. The way that we wanted to do from the start of landing on Mars is we wanted to make a couple of windmills. You see the one kind of over off in the distance over there. we wanted to make a couple of those things, like maybe 4 or 5 of them, just standing around so that they could provide us with power. The other way we could do this is we could modify our windmills to have solar panels on the arms, which would look super awesome, by the way, and would also give us some sunlight when the sun is up, like coming up on that direction. Hey, nice view of the moon from here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to completely weld in that solar panel over there, and then we're going to try to make a second or even a third solar panel this episode. Or not solar panel, windmill. Gosh. Okay, so let's make sure we have enough materials. We're going to need quite a bit of steel plates, quite a few. So we're going to go here and we're just going to tell this to spam steel plates. Make as many as you can. And it's going to make them kind of fast, but we only have one assembler set up currently, so it might take a second. But then we're going to go to our cargo, and we're going to start dragging these, which it should be, see, it's being brought immediately through the sorter and over to the cargo containers, exactly how we wanted it to. We're going to grab these steel plates, and we're just going to drag them over here. 830, that's not terribly many, but you know what? We'll go on our first mission, and when we come back, we'll have more. Okay, let's turn off recharge. Disconnect with, what's disconnect? P. Yeah. Okay, and we're ready to go. It's nighttime, so we can't see very well, and I'm sorry about that, but daytime should come around at some point while we're working. All right, we got our welders working. Let's make sure they're both working, and let's get to it. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be really interesting trying to weld that. So we're going to weld the backside first, I think. That'll be easier. All right, here we go. And I think we're just going to go up the side, or go up the back, just like this. We're going to turn on the welder and then just go straight up. Well, straight down first, then straight up. And it should weld everything pretty quickly. So this is the reason that I also didn't want to go with a bunch of hydrogen tanks, because I wanted to have to actually use welders like this. I wanted this to be a necessity. I wanted to kind of force myself into having to build stuff and use it like this. Because in Season 1, you guys were all telling me to build welders and miners. And, well, miners were always helpful. But welders and grinders and stuff like that, you guys were always telling me to build that stuff. And I built it. But, oop, thread the needle. Ah! I built it, but I never actually used it because there was no reason to. I had hydrogen bottles that I could use, so I didn't need to actually use the welder to do anything. But now I have to use the welder if I want to build this at any reasonable speed. So, all right. I really like welding with the ship. It's actually it's very nice how fast it goes. And it doesn't have to weld exactly what's under it or what's touching it as well. It can weld like 2 or 3 things. I think each welder can weld like 3 things at a time if they're placed correctly. Let's get these sides. Oh, we're getting really close. Oh my God, we're getting really close to the windmill. That's dangerous. Okay, so we'll try and weld this. This is, no, we lost something. I think we lost a welder piece. Yep, that's exactly what we lost. All right, we got to be very careful with this because maybe we should turn off the rotor actually. That would probably help, I think. All right, rotor velocity 0. There we go. That should now slow down to a stop. Yeah, awesome. Let's go throw this back on the recharge port while we go and fix up that welder piece. That's a good that's a good pointer. Never try to weld rotor things while they're turning. Probably common sense. I'm the reason warning labels exist for that one. All right, there we go. Just as easily as it was broken, it is now fixed, and it's actually red now as well. You can see. We made it red. I like making things different colors when they break, so you can, at some point, you can realize how many things you've broken over time. All right, cargo. Looks like we have just a bit more than an inventory full, and we already still have some. So we have 2,000 steel plates going here. Let's go. We only have about 9 minutes of flight, depending on how fast we're going, so we got to be a little bit careful with how we're doing this. We have to make sure we remember how much we have. All right, now that this has stopped, it should be a piece of cake to try and weld this stuff. We'll just go down the line. Hold the line. This right here, this is the one that broke it, I think. Okay, let's go. We'll go up now. And there we go. Okay, the whole windmill front thing is welded except for the 2 pieces that connect it right there, which we'll get now. I don't have enough backward thrusters. I just aimed up and I was not able to go forward without actually using spacebar. That was kind of scary. Okay, let's go up the side here. Actually, let's place this block because we're missing a block here. So let's Control G this piece. I don't want to make it red. I want to make it the same color as that. So let me Nope, that's not what I... Can I not control P here? Hang on. Hop out. Number 5, control P. No, shift P, not control P. That gets it to be the same color as the one that was there. G, we're going to grab this piece because that's the one we want to use. Number 4. And we'll turn it. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. Oops. Oh, T is enabled. That's I really don't like that. There's like an auto rotate feature when you press T. I find that when you turn that off, it's much easier to play this game and place blocks. Okay, that's good. Do we have any others on the other side that need to be placed? I don't think so. Okay, we do not. So let's control G again and switch to welder. All these controls that I didn't know about that you guys told me about. It's so awesome. Looks like we lost the landing gear as well, actually. But things like control G to be able to place things while you're in a welder, these are super helpful. Okay, so we'll go up the middle and we'll grab 3 blocks at a time, which is really helpful as well. All right, there we go. We got a block that is unwelded. We will rectify the situation. There we go. All right, that's a whole 2 sides done. Now we can do... I kind of want to get... Well, let's get this side here. How many steel plates do we have? Let's check real quick. We have 266, so it's probably about time to go back for a couple more steel plates before we do our run. I don't know how many I told it to make, but I probably need to tell it to make a couple more. A couple thousand more. You know what would be awesome? You know how they added these things right here, like these screens? It would be so cool if you could have one of them display a backup camera. How awesome would that be? And while they're at it, they should make LCDs also display a backup camera. But if I could see the back of the ship just by looking down instead of having to actually go into the camera view, that would be so awesome. That's not a thing, is it? I don't think it is. Where's our welder cockpit? We'll be able to see down here. Velocity, gravity. No, it's not a thing. Man, that'd be so cool, though. Space engineers, make that a $4 DLC, and I will buy that. I will buy that in an instant. Actually, speaking of $4 DLC, let me, for a second, I'm going to destroy the cockpit. And I'm going to replace it with the $4 DLC cockpit. Well, actually, I don't know what connections it has. So let me, because I set this up. See those 2 connections right there? I set it up so it has those specifically. And if it's got different ones on this one, then it'll be a problem. It does have different ones. However, I can probably place it down 1. Will that connect? Down 1 even more? Oh my god. This cockpit's huge. Okay, let me fix it up so that it can actually support this. I think I need some buffer blocks there because it's much bigger, this cockpit. And the reason it's so much bigger is because it allows for more visibility. And you'll see that when I hop into it. Okay, so they're on the top block. So right there. Whoop. Okay, so a little lag. We need a metal grid, a motor, and a display. So let's actually grab that stuff from here, which we can very sneakily get into. Metal grid, motor, and display. So I'll grab the metal grids. I'll grab the motors. We have motors. I must have misread that. I'll grab some displays. Yeah, we didn't need motors. We need bulletproof glass. All right, look how cool that thing looks. It looks like a crane operator kind of thing. Seriously, that looks pretty awesome. Oh, is that part of the cockpit or is that part of the... Oh, that's part of the cockpit. That's awesome. Okay, well, let's hop in this. So the reason this thing is so awesome is because it's got way more visibility than the other one. You can see like everything. And also you've got these LCDs on the top instead of on the bottom. So this is actually my first time hopping into it, but I remember during their stream they were showing this off and they're absolutely right. You have like full visibility around everywhere. I'm actually kind of oh shoot, I need to reset all my stuff now. Block tools, welder, what do we need? The battery group, we have those right here. So batteries, we're going to toggle recharge on and off. Should be on recharge right now. We need our landing gears, which we're going to switch the lock of, and I think that should be good. I think we're still missing a landing gear, but I'm not... Oh, dang it, we can't zoom in on it. That is one thing that I really wish they would change. When you connect to a ship with a connector, I would really like the option to not have the bases view, because it's way too far for me to see my ship in third person. That's the closest I can go right there. This right here is the closest I can go to look at my ship in third person when it's connected. So, space engineers, again... All right, it looks like we might be out of some iron. Let me real quick check that in the refinery. I didn't think we were. The refinery has stopped. It probably... Oh, I probably turned it off. That's probably why. I don't remember what I did last episode, but I probably turned it off because it was taking up too much power. So I'll turn it back on. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. We're going to disconnect. Hang on. There we go. Did you see it turn red? It turned red because it ran out of power for a second. And so if it turns red and the connector turns red, then we will drop. You know what? This is actually super weird because the cockpit's lower, so the welders are higher, which makes it like really weird. Do I have lights on this thing? Do I not have lights? I really need lights, don't I? I should stick a couple lights on this. There we go. We now have lights. I love it. Okay, let's go. Let's get in there. Where's our welders? Oh my god, they're all the way up there. So we need to actually get like really close to the ground here to be able to weld this stuff. Jeez. Well, I mean, that's fair. I didn't really build the ship with this cockpit in mind. So next time we build a ship with this cockpit in mind, we'll probably build the welders a little bit lower. Or we can move them probably, but I don't know. I think it's fine. I can actually look... Oh, this is cool. I can actually look like up. There. Oh, it's really hard to control though if I do this. Because I can't really see where I'm looking and stuff. Oh my god, we're looking at the ground. All right, floating around it. I think this ship, or I think this windmill is now fully welded in. Which means let's hop out on the front here, and we will turn it back on. Just put our ship right here, hop out, and turn it back on. So rotor. It needs a velocity of, what's 6 do? That's really fast. Let's do something a little bit slower than 6 maybe. Ah! The wind was strong that day. That would like swat anything out of the air. Rotor. Okay, I think we had it on like 1 or something. So let's go down to that. 1.03. There we go. That's more like it. All right, I think we're running out of power with this thing, so we're gonna need to bring it back to base for more power. Okay, where do we want our next windmill? That's a good question. Let's make it over here in this general area. Well, it's gonna be kind of far away. Let's put it like right here. That's really far, actually. Okay, let's put it like right here. So we need to route the stuff to it. We're just gonna go this way a bunch. And a couple of you guys have suggested, because I did ask for some comments for what we should do with this stuff. And some of you suggested that we completely remove the top part and add in an underground tunnel to the base. So we might do something like that. You might see it happen. Who knows? That looks really, we should really go down with the ground, I think, here. All right, I think this is a pretty good place for a windmill, so let's make it right here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have the corner pieces kind of right here. So we'll have one right there, we'll have one right here, we'll have one right on this side. Oops, turned around one more, and we'll have one on this side. There we go. That's a good starting place. So it'll go up about as high as that one. And then, yeah, it'll be pretty much the same thing, just kind of off to the side a little bit. And again, hopefully we'll have like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 of these things. So I'll have 1, 2, maybe one over there, maybe one over there. And it'll just kind of look like a windmill farm. And it'll look really cool, hopefully. Maybe not. Maybe it'll look weird, but who knows. All right, so we've still got at least 3 minutes of flight. Well, 3 to 2, depending on which thrusters we're using. Let's do Control G and we'll start building. Start placing these things here. All right. It's very similar to placing with when you're just a person. So I do kind of like that. Although, you know, it would be really nice if you had the ability to do things like control placing with this, like the creative control placing. That'd be a really nice feature to have with only with like welder ships and stuff. Just so like it would give you the ability to really quickly build and stuff. Ah, that's one that's fallen. How high are we going? I don't know, probably not much higher than this, really. Let me go see how high this is. Actually, I have an altitude meter. Altitude meter says we're about 73 up, which means this is probably very, very close to how high that is. 72. That's about 73. Okay, so that'll be the height of this. And how are we doing on power still? We're kind of running a little bit low. So not great, but yeah. G, we'll grab this piece. Yeah, look how fast that goes. I was worried it'd be really difficult to place these, but no, it's actually really easy to do so in a ship. Especially if I had made a more nimble ship, like a smaller, more lightweight ship, that would probably be easier even than this is. Because this one's a little bit heavy, but it's made that way by design, so it can actually store a bunch of materials on it. But yeah, if I had placed oh shoot, I ran out of steel plates. Okay, well let's go back to base and nope. C and F are just next to each other, and they have very different results when you press them in a ship. But luckily, actually, look at this. The space engineers changed dampeners so that you actually, if you're going really fast and you jump out of your ship, the dampeners will keep you floating alongside the ship, which is really cool. And I'm very, very happy that that's a thing. And now for a brief intermission. This is our little propaganda. It's very slow. Does it have a camera on the front? I put a camera on the front. Oh my god. Oh yeah, because I was trying to make it so that it's remote controlled, but it's really weird when it's remote controlled. So it's just easier this way. Yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed with the A-mobile that it can actually go all the way up on this ramp. Look at that. We'll just keep the A-mobile right there. We got to use the ramp for something, right? By the way, if you skipped ahead from episode 1 and you didn't watch that one, and you're all the way on this episode randomly, we used to have Big Red there. Although I guess if you skipped, you wouldn't really know what Big Red is. Big Red! So yeah, we used to have Big Red there, and that's how we got the ships off. Including this one. How the heck did we get this one off? I think we used the ramp. I think we may have slid it down. I don't know exactly how we got this one off. We might have just crashed it. And that actually, yeah, that makes sense, actually. Okay, you know what? We clearly have really huge power generation problems, so I'm going to make a miniature charging station off-grid, like a separate grid charging station that we can just use whenever we need it, I guess. I'm going to build it over here where the sun is sunny, I guess. It's not going to be too much, just like a basic grid that's going to have a charging thing and some solar panels. So it'll be like, here, watch, see? Go up a little bit, put a little charging station, which is going to be a connector again, like always. Connector. There we go. Turn it. Nope, not that way. Turn it that way. Yeah, just a little connector with a bunch of solar panels around it. All right, see, it's nothing too much. It's just a couple steel plates, a couple of solar panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 solar panels and a battery and a connector. So all you do is you just put a ship on there and it'll charge it without needing to take stuff from the base. I think this is a good emergency charging station. So let's build it. All right, we're fully loaded up. Easy peasy. It's a small little base. What could go wrong with charging or with building it? We should have everything required. Yes, we do there, at least. Do we have a bunch of steel plates on us? I actually don't know how many steel plates we have on us, but I think we'll be fine. Okay. You guys. Haha. Hey, we do have everything. Well, that's neat. I wonder how many solar... We have like 200 solar cells, so we should be able to build all these. Yeah, those aren't that important. We can weld those whenever. Okay, let's turn around, and this thing should really quickly charge us up. At least faster than the other thing was. And when we connect to it... I mean, the downside is that it's just a charging base. That's the only thing it will do. Actually, we don't even have to turn on recharge mode because there's nothing that'll take the power. Everything is giving power. The downside is this doesn't connect to the base, but the bright side is the base will not steal this power. So basically when there's no ship connected, all the power will be routed right into this battery, so the battery will fill up. And then when we connect a ship, it should just immediately zoop, put it right back into the ship. So we should see the battery. Let's actually take a look at what we got. So our output is currently 6 kilowatts. I guess that's the max input that our ship can take. And then the input is quite a bit. Actually, if we turn on recharge mode for our other one, I wonder if that'll speed it up. Turn on recharge mode. Let's see what your output is and what your input is. All right, your output is 8 megawatts now, and your input's 1 megawatt. So it does definitely speed it up turning it on recharge mode because I guess it was still... I guess when it wasn't on recharge mode, it was trying to distribute this power to everything. So it was going a little bit slower, but yeah, okay, now it's fine. All right, let's see how it's done. It's been on here for about probably 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5. Let's see how we're doing. Recharge off, disconnect, and yeah, we have way more time. We have at least 10 minutes of flight now, which means that should be enough for for doing that. Well, just that. I love the look of the A. Look at that. I love the look of the A just sitting on that ramp. That's so cool. Okay, let's grab more steel plates. Make sure we have some. Actually, how many do we have on us right now? We actually don't have very many. We have 260. But I know there's at least like 10,000 steel plates inside our cargo container. So let's grab some of those. All right, we got about 5,000 steel plates now on board. I'll show you. It's actually amazing. Look how many we managed to get on board. That's crazy. So let's fix this thing up. We're going to get this tower done. It's going to be super awesome. And then maybe we'll try and get those solar panels on there. I don't really know how it's going to work out, but I think it's going to work out. So I think it's going to be fine. Control G so that we can place down some blocks. Did we get that side done? We got like half of that side done, it looks like. Like, it'd be really nice if all of the creative tools were available on this. Like, even the ability to place things... Why is it's not showing me the block? That's annoying. Like, even the ability to... You know how you can... in creative, you can do symmetry mode? That would be so awesome to be able to do from welder ships. Like, I mean, it'd require the steel plates, obviously. Like, you wouldn't be getting free blocks or anything, but, like, still. Symmetry mode and that would make building ships like this necessary for building big structures. There we go. Oh, we can't place that one there because this stupid block. Aha! Be gone. Okay. Okay, I believe you. There we go. And actually, we can go on the way down as well. Now, going down is a little bit more dangerous because if you go too far down, you hit the ground. But if you go too far up, you just get a little bit too high. So... Wise tips from Andrew. That block will need to be deleted. I think we will hold off on this one because this... No, wait. We'll make this the entrance. How about that? So, this... 2... All right, then at the top, we do one of these on all sides, and then one in the... Oops, nope, not there. One in the middle as well. So instead of doing this corner piece, we do one, like a normal piece. Okay, that's good. Then we'll actually remove this piece because we don't want it. That's incorrect. Okay, and then we do a corner... Yeah, one of these pieces on all of the sides. I'm trying to match the other one that we did as much as possible. Okay, you know what would also be awesome? If we could take that structure and put it on one of our screens. How cool would that be as well? Just a bunch of random features. Actually, I should show you guys the one of the new things they added with the DLC. I was playing around with it with a friend yesterday, the hologram table. That thing is so awesome. I'm going to make one for you guys this episode. It's going to be so cool. Okay, and then right here. See, how awesome would symmetry mode be right here? It could help so much. There we go. One of those on every side. All right, then finally we need a windmill. So we'll grab that, throw that in our number 3 slot, and we'll toss one on every one of these. Nope, not sideways, although I guess we could technically do that if we needed more power on the same windmills. How weird would that look if we had our windmills on the side? So I don't know if I said it. I don't know if I told you guys this earlier, but my plans... Before the windmills actually came out, I did plan to do these Okay, that's not what I want. I did plan to do these windmills, like these gigantic windmills, like before these little windmills even existed. But what I was going to do is I was going to cheat. So I was going to make a windmill, and then I was going to cheat and add like oh, what's it called? One of those things that use uranium, a reactor. I was going to add like a small reactor at the bottom to pretend that the windmills were actually giving power when they weren't. And it would be, I mean, it would look like it was working, but it wouldn't work because they weren't in the game. But yeah, okay, let's weld this stuff up, and then we'll go and we'll go and place the rotor. I wonder if I try this again, maybe. Actually, you know what? Let me real quick. Okay, K. We're gonna go to our cockpit. We're going to go to. I want to do the top middle screen, top center screen. I want to make that our horizon, artificial horizon, and let's make it the background black. And the middle is going to be greenish. Yeah, how cool is that? So that shows our horizon now. So, okay, so that's the horizon line. Okay, so now I should be able to look up like this, and I'll still be able to see the horizon line. So I'll be able to see if we're facing like a weird direction like that. You guys remember last time I tried to look up like this, we ended up facing down. I can even go into cinematic mode and do this. This is cool. Just make sure I'm facing the right way. Okay, this is cool. I like this. And we can actually even aim up to grab that stuff. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, look back down so we can see our center. Okay, I feel like with these screens, we could actually play the whole game in well, it'd be hard to build, actually. We could play the whole game except for building in cinematic mode if we wanted to. That's so cool. Because I can see where we're aiming now. Look, now I'm doing the same thing but going down. I have another artificial gravity thing on this screen right here, so I can actually look at it while going down so I can see where we're going. So even though I can nowhere near see what I'm welding, I can see how close we are to the ground so I don't crash into it. That's really cool. Okay, we're running out of power. Do you see that? We're running out of power big time. Let's let's head back over here. Look how much time we have. We have like 20 seconds. Let's get to our charging station, which should be running out of power, actually. Oh, God, we have like 13 seconds. Oh, my God, I don't think we're going to make it there. Let's see. We'll see. It's going to be real close. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay. Oh, it's going to be real close. Connect. No! I was so close. I was like half a second off. I pressed P, and it just didn't... Dang it. How much power does this thing have even? Oh, it probably doesn't have that much power, but it would have had at least a little bit. Current, yeah, stored power is 600. Yeah, that's not that much. Okay, what we'll need to do then is we'll need to add a little, well, we could add a second battery on this, I guess. Right there. Just a temporary battery. Power cells times 20. I think we have one. Okay. Let me go and grab 20 more, or 19 more. Power cells, do we have? We do not. Production, make me like 100 of these, please. They make pretty fast as long as we have the materials. Okay. Power, boop. Power, there we go. 14, 18, one more. There we go. I can only grab 15. Drats. Okay, here we go. And that should now be able to fly a little bit. Kind of weirdly, but yeah. Okay. Turn around. Oops. And let's actually connect this time. P and recharge mode on. Now let's destroy this battery because we don't actually want it there. And we'll give all the materials to this guy. All right, while that thing is recharging, I want to go down into the base and show you guys the hologram thing. It is so cool. It's okay. You're gonna love this. Down to the base. So yeah, one of my friends and I yesterday were just messing around with this to see what it was because we never actually tried it before. And it's now my official favorite thing of the game. So press G, go to Hologram Table, or console block, I guess what it's called. And we'll stick it right there and place it. Well, we'll just place it in the middle for now. We'll remove it eventually. Okay, console block. So from here, you can actually go to blueprints and you can go to, what's something we like? Let's do the A-mobile. Well, yeah, A-mobile, open. Look at that. It shows a hologram, well, without the wheels, I guess, but it shows a hologram of the A-mobile. Right here, and you can actually like move it around and stuff, which I think is really cool. So like if I think it's not big enough, I can make it a little bigger, boop, 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 or smaller. You can have a mini A-mobile. Look at that, meow, little A. But yeah, other things we could like grab, like Big Red, for instance. Big Red end of season 2 version. Look at that. That is our Big Red end of season 2 edition, and we could actually, if we wanted to, here. Let me grab something else, like the mole. Blueprints actually. Mole. Yeah, the mole. We could actually, if we make it bigger, like with the scale. Oh, it's really okay. We're inside, so making it 100% scale is probably not a good idea. But we could actually like go inside it and see what's in. Look, I'm inside it right now. You see the walkway? This is the bottom level where all the thrusters are. So that's a thruster right there. So we're like inside the mole right now in hologram edition. This is so cool. I just love these things. They're amazing. I think there's a lot that they could do with these holograms as well to make them look really cool. Like if they made them animated and made them able to move around, I think it'd be awesome. But okay, scale all the way down. We could just make it like a really miniature mini mole, just kind of right there. Now it's not very easy to see them. I really wish they could make like an opacity thing so we could see these a little bit better. But yeah, I just wanted to show these off to you guys after I kind of discovered what they did yesterday. But yeah, freaking awesome, right? Okay, final thing that I want to do in this episode is I want to get those solar panels on the things that we got. And it's actually daytime. We waited a little bit, but we're gonna go to cargo again and grab these solar panels. We don't need that many solar cells. We made way too many probably, but we probably only need 200 solar cells for all the solar panels we're gonna make. I don't know if we'll need anything else, but we'll grab whatever we actually we'll probably need more construction components as well. Let's tell it to make a bunch. Make me a bunch of construction components, please. Thank you. I don't really know exactly how we want to do this, but I think we might do something like let's put them on this side. We might do like 2 blocks up. We'll put 1 solar panel on that side and then 1 up here. Wow, we're really having trouble like slowing down, aren't we? Okay, 1 right there. Does that fit? Well, we might make the rotor one more long as well then. Okay, so we'll do something like that on both sides. And again, it's going to look really weird, but it's going to provide a lot of power, hopefully. So this is like Windmill 2.0 edition. Put you on that side. We'll put you on this side. Yeah, well, we really need more back thrusters because this thing doesn't do very well when it's going backwards and needs to go forward. So that's one thing we'll need to add. But yeah, we'll build all these up and it should provide us with like oogles of power. Okay, there we go. They're all welded. Let's go back to our weld mode. Or no, they're all placed. Let's go back to our weld mode. And the reason I kept this little gap here is because I wanted them to all be even on every side. So that's why that's there, if you're wondering. All right, let's weld these up. Hopefully we're not missing anything. We might be missing nothing. Okay, awesome. There we go. I'd be really happy if we can get all these done in one go, but I think we're probably missing a little bit of some sort of material. Okay, there we go. And does the sun, I guess from the shadow we can see that the sun does come up behind us, so that's a really good placement for these as well. The sun will come out tomorrow. They will give me lots of power tomorrow. We're out of solar cells. How crazy does that look right there? What do you guys think? That looks a bit crazy. Okay, we'll weld them all up and we'll see how much power we're getting from one of these. And then we're pretty much going to do this for all of them so that it looks like, well, it's gonna give us a lot of power, hopefully. All right, look at that. Look at that beauty right there. That's, I find it beautiful. I really like it. We might, we'll probably extend this one so we don't have that gap right there. And we'll probably fill in this gap with something as well. But yeah, let's park our ship real quick so we don't run out of power again. You can see we're running out of power real quickly. Then we'll go and turn the rotor back on, see what it looks like as it's turning, and then see how, well, we'll see how much power it's getting us first. So let's go in here. Actually, I hope it'll give us power. I don't know if solar panels work on rotors. I probably should have checked that first. Let's go check that real quick. Let's go into the base and we will check how much power we get. Actually, we can probably do it from outside the base. Battery. How you guys doing? It looks like you guys are getting an input of 9.34 kilowatts. And how much are the solar panels doing? Solar panel. These should be all of them. You guys are outputting that. So if I actually turn off all of the solar panels and look at the battery, let's check that now. The battery is only inputting 300 kilowatts, but then I turn on the solar panels. Solar panels turn on, and now the battery is inputting 900 kilowatts. Okay, so that means that the solar panels are indeed working. The reason I was questioning this is because I did have a plan to put everything, like put the whole windmill on a rotor so that I could use a solar alignment script to turn the windmill to face the sun. It would have been really cool. The only problem was that these wind things, which are really new, don't actually work in the sun. So, or no, they don't actually work on a rotor for some reason. So that's the reason that didn't happen. I guess we'll place these. while we're here. Place, 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 place. Place, place. We won't weld them yet. Place, but we'll place them just so that we know that we need to weld them at some point. We're not welding them because I don't think I have enough steel plates to weld them all at this very moment. And last one. Okay, let's go turn on the thing. Rotor of Windmill A, and we're going to turn this to, again, I think it was velocity of 1, roughly, yeah. All right, and let's stand back and see what it looks like from here. All right, there we go. That is the solar windmill. It looks ridiculous, kind of, but you know what? It's fine. I love it. It's awesome. I think that's a nice solar panel. We should be getting a lot of power from this thing, at least while the sun's up over there. When it goes over there, we might not. Well, actually, no, because the solar panels are both sided. So yeah, we'll still get some power from those things. Maybe not as much, but we'll still get at least a little bit. All right, our power generation should be coming better. Should be getting better. So this episode we did quite a bit. We did some routing of materials, so some conveyor routing, which is very painful sometimes. That actually took me 40 minutes off camera to try and get that stuff all set up. But yeah, we built that. We built this thing right here, and we did the windmills. We almost got a second windmill completely up and running. Unfortunately, we didn't get a third one, which I wanted to do, but we kind of ran out of time a little bit. So next episode, maybe we'll try and finish off this windmill, get a third one up and running, and then maybe we'll start looking at what we can do with the elevator that we promised that we would build eventually. So yeah, if you guys liked that episode, please hit the like button, put your comments and your suggestions down below in the comments section. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Space Engineers.